Hi, this is BroadswordMedia. I'm with Mark, and I'm Sean, and the day has come. We're reviewing The Dark Knight Rises.
The movie of the year has arrived, people. Here we go.
When I went into Dark Knight Rises, I had some really high expectations. The Dark Knight, as far as I'm concerned, was the best movie I ever seen. So when I came into Dark Knight Rises, I was like, this has to be good.
So, number 3 in the trilogy, The Dark Knight Rises, right? Many questions in this movie. Will Gotham finally be destroyed?
Will Bane break Batman's back?
What is Catwoman's role in this movie? Whose side is she going to be on?
If for some reason you haven't seen the movie yet, go see it. Just seriously, go see it. Because it's a spectacular movie. Just like The Dark Knight, just like Batman Begins. Christopher Nolan, he knows what he's doing. I mean, it's far more realistic how the story goes, how every situation comes to be in each of the Batman movies. Far more than the 90s movies that I've seen.
So Bane allows himself to get captured so he could kidnap a Russian nuclear physicist in order to use later in the movie. When you first hear his voice, you kind of like stop, okay? And you're just like, whoa, this guy is something else.
That kidnapping of the nuclear physicist was only the start of it. Bane's entire plan was big. I mean, it was even better than what the Joker tried to pull off.
No, it is true. It was a bigger scale. However, they were different plans and they had different goals.
Yeah.
The means obviously differed from each other. Okay, so then we go back to Gotham. Gordon's giving his eulogy, and then we learn that Bruce has a damaged leg, right? And it's been like this for 8 years. Now, I understand that he's depressed and he's destroyed over the deaths of Rachel and also Harvey, but why would he neglect such a crucial thing?
Yeah, and not only that, but he's rich. He owns a business. He could easily afford fixing his leg.
Uh-huh.
You know, there was no excuse for him not to do it, and I fully agree with you on that. That didn't really make much sense to me. I felt like him having the damaged leg was completely not necessary and did not need to be in the movie at all.
Yeah, they would have been fine if they just removed it.
Then, of course, we have Catwoman. She's very mysterious in this film. You really have no idea what kind of role she's going to play. She's kind of like the anti-hero.
The movie takes a while to get going. It envelops into these subplots would eventually lead to the main storyline. It's a much different movie from The Dark Knight itself. Dark Knight got running from the first scene. So unlike The Dark Knight, this movie takes much more methodical approach to unravel what it actually wants to be.
One thing I could say about this movie compared to the first two Batman movies from Christopher Nolan is that there's far less Batman in this movie compared to the first two. You don't see him as much in this movie at all. Like, there's a good, I don't know, say like 25 minutes, half hour, maybe longer to the movie that you don't even see Batman, period. You just see a lot more Bruce Wayne. But I mean, if there's nothing really bad about it. There's reason behind it, and overall it's still a good watch, a solid movie. And one thing I do like compared to the first two is that, well, the police force was a lot more useful in this movie than the first two. They were pretty helpless in the first two movies, but despite the circumstances in this one, they actually were a lot more useful in this movie.
The thing about the police in the first two movies was they were fighting phantoms, right? Both Ra's al Ghul was not in the public spotlight at all. He's part of an organization that doesn't want to expose itself to the public. And the Joker is the same. He doesn't care for taking power, he just wanted to spread chaos. So Bane, on the other hand, put himself in a very governmental role.
Now, in The Dark Knight, the Joker was a very powerful villain. He manipulated the mob and Harvey Dent, the bright spot in their justice system. But then Bane, in The Dark Knight Rises, he's just at a whole new level. What he was able to accomplish, it didn't seem possible that he could be overcome.
So Bane was digging in the sewer to place explosives under both the football stadium and another high-profile target, which will have massive impact on Gotham. The real-life issue in this movie was the Occupy Gotham, right? Rich people being dragged out of their homes, being prosecuted. Is Nolan trying to tell us this should happen in real life? I don't know.
It's an interesting theme that did go on in the movie, because it's like you said, it's Occupy Gotham. It's pretty much one of those Occupy movements, but on super steroids. Because I mean, it's not them just peacefully protesting whatever. It's them taking action, taking rich people away from their homes. I mean, it's a big time Occupy.
Gotham is cluttered with the poor and the unfortunate, right? The misplaced. What's happening in our real world right now, right? You look at the similarities also between this movie and, let's say, the French and English revolutions.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's funny you mentioned that because there's actually several movies that are coming out over the year, or last year for that matter, that have had similar themes going on about how having stories related to that matter, rich people getting too much and poor people taking action against it. It's like they're expressing how we really feel about our real lives, but actually showing what could happen if we took action for it.
Yeah, reality is getting desperate, and this theme is only going to continue to grow. During the shooting of this movie, they had to occupy a large amount of property, right? Gotham truly looked like it was bare.
Yeah, it's like Christopher Nolan went into New York City and like told everybody he was going to shoot The Dark Knight Rises, and then Christian Bale was dressed up as Batman. They're like, oh, well, yeah, we better move out of the way if you're going to shoot Batman.
Yeah, Nolan was like, disperse immediately, my will be done. And then everybody left.
Yeah, and you know what?
Go inside.
If we talked to Christopher Nolan, he'd say those exact words.
Mm-hmm.
He can do that. All right, well, like I said, I love The Dark Knight. Best movie I've ever seen, but The Dark Knight Rises, somehow for me, was just slightly a little better. So, just like Dark Knight, I'm rating this 1 out of 10 as well.
This is one of the most epic movies I have ever seen, right? My only real beefs there were a couple subplots, which didn't really work. Other than that, it's a Nolan, it's perfect. I'm giving it a 9.8.
So that brings our average to, of course, 9.9. So that concludes our reviews of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. And I think you mentioned he was doing something else in the near future?
Well, yeah, we all saw the Man of Steel trailer that attended the midnight showings, and he's going to be producing that. So we might actually have a Superman that is a competitor.
Yeah, might finally have a Superman movie, finally a good one for the first time since the 1980s.
As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what is your favorite Nolan Batman.
Yeah, and let us know if you think that Christopher Nolan can make Superman good again.
This is BroadswordMedia, signing out.